Hi everyone, and a very warm welcome to all of you. My name is Madhulika Rachauhan, mother, author, green energy enthusiast, and a certified Lean Six Sigma black belt expert. Through these videos, I would like to take you all to a journey of understanding the concept of lean, famously known as Toyota Production System by Taiichi Ono, a man who dedicated his life to the concept. Today, we're going to talk about understanding lean, the idea of perfection. As they say, you can't go part ways with lean, you have to go all the way. Before we attempt to understand lean and define it, we need to make an attempt to understand perfection, or the verb perfect in totality. The form of word long fluctuated in various languages. The English language had the alternates perfection and the biblical perfectness. The word perfection derives from the Latin perficio and perfect from perfectus. These expressions in turn come from perficio, which means to finish, to bring to an end. Perfection thus literally means a finishing, and perfectus finished, much as in grammatical parallels. The oldest definition of perfection, fairly precise and distinguishing the shades of the concept, goes back to Aristotle. In the book Delta of the Metaphysics, he distinguishes three meanings of the term, or rather, three shades of one meaning, but in any case, three different concepts. So, what is perfect? One, which is complete, which contains all the required parts. Two, which is so good that nothing of the kind could be better. Third, which has attained its purpose. To him, perfect meant complete, which in turn meant nothing could be added or subtracted from it. Now let's apply the same logic to a system. Let it be any system, whether that's a management system, a hospital system, or an education system. All systems are driven by an input, a process, and an output. And the process is in turn driven by a structure. To make the system perfect, by definition given above, we need to examine the entire process, breaking it down to meaningful steps and questioning each step. Now let's understand the same by an analogy. Let's consider you've been given the choice to down outside and in doing so, you have been given two layouts to decide from. The first layout has a fine dining setup with the most elaborate decor, filled with aroma candles and antique candelabras. The carpet is Persian and the bone china the most exquisite variety. Every inch represents richness and class. The table has been laid to perfection with silverware. The food choices is a seven-course meal, starting with a variety of starters and ending with your choice of desserts. Now, let's think of the second setup. To start with, it's rather minimalistic, with a small mat on the floor and an earthenware plates. There is only one vessel in which the food is kept. The food is simple too, a pre-mixed yellow lentil and a rice or porridge, if you will. Now, which one do you think you'll choose from? I'm sure most of you would love to go with the first option. However, let's go a little further and put a condition. I will take away one ingredient from the setup. Hope you are okay with that, as it is already very lavish, if I may add. As there is no room for elements to be taken away from the second setup, we'll just put it as it is. If I remove some piece of cutlery from the first system, that perhaps would not bother you as much. But you still will make do with the things. From moving away spoon or two would not be a deterrent as such. But if I were to tell you that I removed food from the first setup, which is the key element of the system, would it still be as alluring to your empty belly? Would you, in this case, rush to choose the second system, which, even though looks minimalistic, but has the key element, food? The second system then becomes the perfect system, and it fits our definition of perfection. Let's revisit that, which says, which is complete, which contains all the requisite parts. In this case, it has food. Second, which is so good that nothing of the kind could be better. That means absence of any element would make it rather impossible to be called a system. Third, which has attained its purpose. And what was the purpose? Of feeding you. Thus, a system's perfection does not lie in the number of steps, or in this case, the number of accessories added to it, but on the fact whether or not the system has been able to perform its core function without the further need of adding or subtracting a step from it. Lean also tries to attain the same perfection through its implementation, and by attempting in doing so, it transcends from being just a tool or a methodology which can only save money and feed the bottom line to a philosophy which can be used to drive every single process. I would quote Taiichi Ono-san. I refer to him as San so as to show the respect I have for him, on what he says in his book about lean. You can't go part ways with lean. You have to go all the way. With this, we come to an end to our first and foremost video on the topic of lean. I would love for you to subscribe and add this video to your links. Press the bell icon, you know the drill. I hope you like the video. Please comment in the comment section so I can know and give me a feedback on what I would like to add more to it. So I am signing off. Madhulika Rajahan for you. Have a wonderful day ahead.